Hello folks, this is Uso of Uso-Gaming, and I would like to welcome you to a discussion roundtable that myself and some friends over at G.A.M.E.R, that's abbreviated as for Gaming, Anime, Memes, Entertainment, and Research. Just wanted to welcome you to our discussion roundtable, and what we're doing is we're basically discussing how we felt about different showcases that were shown at E3 this year, and let's just... If you want to leave some comments down below, subscribe, like the video, it all helps. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to segment the video, so each showcase is going to have its own video. That way it's also easier to load up in the process. And so first thing that I'm going to mention regarding the EA conference. Now, those who know me is that I'm not a very big sports fan, really. I'd rather have my time playing video games or maybe watching something like Ninja Warrior or something. But I have to say, I'm actually surprised about this year's NBA game because, it wasn't the generic, hey, we slightly updated things like they always do every year. This NBA game that they're coming out with this year is the first one that they were able to successfully get facial mapping down, because as those who know the past facial mapping technology that they used for the past games and stuff, and this goes for all of EA Sports, they came out with some pretty horrendous, scary, augmented looking faces, and it terrified children.
It terrified adults.
Terrified children, terrified adults.
Terrified biometric security people.
Yeah.
Because the same technology is used in those security systems, and it doesn't really work, which is why biometrics has been kind of going, and it's it's not really going anywhere, but it's not receding because the technology is just not there to work yet.
Yeah.
So it's because of the fact that they actually have a working system in now, I have to say, for me personally, that was kind of shocking, even though that I'm not a sports fan and I never play the EA sports games usually, but I'm actually surprised and intrigued by this. So it was just a little snippet that I wanted to add in there real quick. The second game I want to talk about is cleverly named Unravel, and I'm assuming that others saw this too when I saw this. But first thing I saw was that, is this Little Big Planet? Because originally, before they even said the name, I thought it was a new rendition of Little Big Planet with a new main character or something, and then they came out with the name at the end, and I'm like, okay. So kind of going off the copycat thing you were talking about earlier, with the one game that was copying Disney stuff, and it's Unravel seems to be almost like a Little Big Planet clone, except for the fact that you have a yarn tail that you can use as a grappling hook.
There were parts in the trailer I thought gave me that old Donkey Kong Country vibe from back in the day. I used to love that game a lot.
Actually, I was a little bit too distracted to watch the trailer because I was pissed at basically whoever was in charge of marketing for that conference. I wanted to wrap them in the side of the head, going why are you putting this guy on the stage? You needed support.
Oh, the FIFA thing?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's the Unravel guy.
Yeah.
He's
the studio from Unravel is only 14 people, and the guy that was on stage, clearly, and my heart goes out to him because I have a bit of stage anxiety myself.
The guy that was shaking.
He was shaking, and it was he clearly, if he had someone up there to help talk with him, get the stuff out, I can guarantee that it would have been a lot easier for him to progress with it. And I give him kudos for doing it alone, even though that he seemed terrified. And it's it's his first time probably on a stage that size, and with a small studio, probably wasn't expecting it. So, I at least give him kudos for going up there by himself, and if he had somebody up there, he could have nailed it. So,
oh, well, I mean, I think personally, if you take out all that marketing hiccup, because that is clearly a marketing hiccup someone overlooked. you know, like what he said and everything was fantastic. Like if you wrote it out on paper, fantastic pitch. You know, that is a fantastic way to sell a game. But I mean, he just needed someone to help him out there.
Yeah, you know, it'd be like a first baseman coach. So the shortstop, yeah, you just needed somebody to coach him through a little bit.
Yep.
But other than that, the only other thing. Now, I don't know if you guys want to mention any other games besides the finale.
Besides, you know, the fact that
don't say
EA
it yet.
decided.
I was on mess.
Besides, EA decided to compile all the sports games into a collection finally, because they don't sell individually anymore. About time.
Yeah, so that's actually one good thing right there too. I personally wouldn't buy it, but I know that the sports fans are gonna love it.
Oh, absolutely! It'll sell like hotcakes.
I'm interested in Mass Effect.
And Mass Effect 2, and a lot of people, and there's actually one of the promo ads that I saw. It actually points out to people, yeah, this isn't over. This is a new galaxy, because people thought it was a direct continuation, and they were like, "How are you gonna do it? How's it gonna work?" And it's like, no, it's a new galaxy, guys. Whole new thing.
I'm so excited. Yep. I'm so excited to wait because I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. Like,
so is me.
I've played through those games like multiple times a piece, like countless hours of my life. I'll never get back. So I'm super stoked. Like, it was just even that little bitty trailer left me. It was like, okay, it needs to come out tomorrow.
Yes, it needs to.
I do not want to admit how many hours I've logged.
Exactly.
Mass Effect. I'm kind of.
There'll be judging. There'll be lots of judging involved.
As long as I get to punch the reporter, I'm good with that. Come on with the reporters, I can keep on punching them.
Alright, last but not least for EA's conference, and clearly one of the games that stood out by far compared to most other games at the conference.
Drumroll.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Which I like to call Battlefield.
Yeah. I almost called it Battlefield today when I was talking with some of my classmates about it. But I just say the fact that they had gameplay footage playing is what sold it to me. Because, like, of course I was going to play the game already. But the
we looked at everything from the release point of view.
Yeah, well, it's like the fact that they actually showed gameplay footage is what stood out, and I was like, hey, they're doing this in front of us, showing us what it actually looks like. So I was pretty stoked for that, and showing the different types of ships and walkers and stuff, the ATs. You saw a couple different classes, and then like the grand finale of that whole gameplay footage was that you see this one player running around, and then he sees his teammate gets freaking force chokehold in midair. Next to him, he turns around, and it's Darth Vader standing behind him, and it's like an oh shit moment.
It was awesome.
And
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. And then it's like the next thing you notice is Luke Skywalker spawns on the field, and as he's making his way over to Darth Vader to confront him, you see him taking out enemies left and right, and then you see some of the enemies shooting at him, and he's reflecting it with his lightsaber. And then at the very end of the trailer, they left it with a nice climatic note where it shows Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader just as their sabers are about to clash, and then it stops, and it's like, that was the perfect scene to end it with.
Star Wars is gonna take over this year, no doubt.
Oh, this personally, the other Star Wars games, I'm like, whatever. But it's like, they've had tons of Star Wars games this year, so.
Yeah, like this one and the movie, but we're talking about games. I would say that I think DICE will do good with this game as they do with the other Battlefields.
Well, it's like, I like Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
I really like that. I really liked Battlefield 3. So it's like, I like playing those. And then I'm hoping to get the same kind of feel from those games, you know, with a Star Wars-esque theme to this. And, you know, from the looks of the gameplay footage, it looks like that's exactly what's going to be.
can't wait to fly the X-wing.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to check out some of the ships you can fly and stuff. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, because I haven't played the last Battlefront game in like years. That's like a long time ago.
Well, I will say this though is normally I don't buy Star Wars games in general. I never liked them. Like the only one that I really liked was a really old one, which kind of just followed the path. I forget what it was called, but you had like this freighter type ship, and fought numerous enemies and stuff. It was basically the Half-Life of Star Wars type of game, and like Star Wars Battlefront made me want to buy it. Just like, I'm okay with this. Like, normally I don't like Battlefield or Call of Duty type games. It's usually repetitive. They come out every single year, so the fact that like the game was interesting enough for me to want to buy it is pretty good.
I mean, I was a huge fan of like Battlefront, like the first two, especially Battlefront 2.
Right.
And I logged like it was kind of like with Mass Effect. Like I logged so many hours in that game. Also, like friends would come over. Like that was a great split screen game. Like you could hop on and just everybody would hop on the same system. And you could just mess around for hours and hours and have tons of fun. And recently, because it was on Steam, it was on sale like 2 or 3 sales ago, and I picked it up and I forgot how much fun it can be. And then when they find, there was always like, oh, Battlefront 3 is in development, and then it was in development hell, and then it was with a different company, and then LucasArts disbanded, and then I didn't know what was going to happen, and then it got picked up finally in EA, and I was like, okay, well they put DICE in charge, and it should be pretty solid. And then finally getting to see that gameplay, it rewarded my faith in that they were going to do a good job. Like it looks like Battlefield, but you can tell it's also going to be, it's like a Battlefield Star Wars. But
we could have an entire conversation just about LucasArts.
yeah, we really could. But there should be a podcast for another time. But I'm super stoked about Battlefield. I don't know if I can wait till November for that.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So moving along a little bit here. Gonna move on to Ubisoft.
Yes.
You guys are all set.
Yes.
So,
Oh yeah.
surprise box office knockoff right out of the bat, for me especially, is the game that they came out is and it surprised a lot of people, is For Honor. Immediately when I saw that combat between samurais, Vikings, and Templars, Arthur's age knights and stuff, and it's like, holy shit. It's like, it looked really nice, clean, crisp color and textures, and then the fact that they showed the gameplay footage of that, and it was like, it looked like it was a little bit probably choreographed fighting, but nonetheless though, it just looks like a really amazing looking game. Just the way it looked amazing.
Yeah.
And immediately afterwards, I followed them on Twitter. I signed up for the beta, everything, and first thing I posted, because there was one of the guys said that this game is going to be everything that we saw at E3 and better. Immediately I posted and I said, I really love to play this game. I like to get in this beta now. And I said, I will be completely fine with it as long as it's not floaty combat. There's a lot of games that suffer that at first, and like, originally when Elder Scrolls Online came out, a lot of people point out that the combat seemed a little floaty. At least, ZOS ended up fixing that, but it's the fact that, that floaty combat turned a lot of players off, and a lot of players quit the game because of it. So it's like, as long as they don't have that floaty combat, I can see their player base staying, at least for a little while. What was your guys' impression on For Honor?
I like it. It reminds me of the this is my brother's favorite game. I think it was called Dynasty Warriors. It has that little,
Yeah.
it has that little vibe to it. I like the fact that it has it feels like more like a shooter, but with swords, and I don't know if they're gonna have arrows and stuff, but I actually like it.
Now, well, one person commented on the official Twitter account, and they said, please leave bows out of this and just leave it at straight melee combat.
That would be awesome.
Cool
Which I think would be a good call, because otherwise everybody is going to be ranging. So it's like if they bring any type of range in, most people will probably just range each other to death, and there'll be very little melee combat going on because of the pace that your character moves in the combat. So it's like the way you walk is like if you're actually wearing the armor, so you're not going to see a guy sprinting down like he's floating on a magic cloud. So if someone's charging towards you, they're gonna be charging like they're wearing heavy armor or something, and they're not, having a bow in there would completely kill that mechanic of feeling the weight of your armor as you're going into battle. But yeah, I mean, that was a surprise. It was a really good open too. I mean, it was a nice surprise that I enjoyed with this game.
They did talk
moving
about,
on.
They did talk about the South Park game, the Fractured Butt.
Yeah, Fractured Butthole. Yeah.
And I'm not saying
new
BUTT.
The new sequel. The funny thing is I was reading the comments on the stream, and people were saying, they're like, Ubisoft, your conference is done, just replay the trailer from South Park. So I thought that was a little funny. They also commented on the official Twitter account too for Ubisoft, saying just go back to South Park now. So that was pretty funny.
You also commented, you were commenting that they were cursing on stage on the live conference.
Yeah.
Well, funny. Sorry, I was gonna sidetrack just a slight bit. So a friend of mine got me Left 4 Dead 2 since it was $4 on Steam the other day because of the Steam summer sale. And one of the mods I picked up is that when you're playing one of the special zombies, you have the audible sounds of Butters talking. So he just like talks like random things, and then when you die, he's like, "Oh no, this is not good." So it's pretty funny.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, like I downloaded a list of mods for that. But anyways, back to Ubisoft. Are you guys going to be playing the new South Park game when it comes out?
Probably not. I didn't play the first one. Like I like South Park, but I just don't see the appeal. Like I heard it was a great game. Don't get me wrong. But like I don't know that I don't know that I could put up with that kind of like humor and everything for a whole game. Like because I'm one of those people like I can watch a few episodes of South Park, but then I have to stop because it's just like okay, it's so it's just like the same reason I can't watch the Family Guy, American Dad. It's just like,
it's the comedy portion of it. If you can't enjoy long hours of South Park comedy, then the game might be a little rushed on you.
Well, I don't know. I played the first one, and I just don't feel like the South Park games is worth $60. Like, I'll probably wait for it to be like $40, and then I'll pick it up. I mean, unless they do something drastically different this time around. Like, if it's at least on par with the last one, like, I'll probably wait until it's on, like, there's actually a sale on it for at least, like, 25% or something.
I might check it out, because I heard last year that it was one of the great games of 2014, and that year was pretty little disappointing.
My favorite game last year, Wolfenstein, and that's just because nothing else. Because it did what it wanted to do, and that's it. Like, I was just like, I'm happy you stuck to what you wanted to do, which is kill Nazis in a variety of fun ways, and that's what you did.
Well, I think the thing for me, especially with Wolfenstein last year, was like you said, there was nothing else. But also with me with Wolfenstein is I picked it up on a whim. Like I just kept seeing trailer for it after trailer, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go give it a shot. I went and picked it up at GameStop, and I picked up something else too. And to show you how good the game was, when I finally put Wolfenstein in, I didn't stop playing until I beat it. Like I just loved pouring hours and hours. into it, and it was just it was too fun. Even on like the harder difficulties, like you die and it gets frustrating, but you keep going back because it's too much fun. And I was really surprised at like how big of a hit it was, and like how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, I think it was definitely my game last year as well.
It was, me too. I remember seeing, like you said, the trailers, and I know like Watch Dogs was coming out, I think the week or two after, and I was like, I'm gonna get Wolfenstein because it could be an A game or it could be a B game, but the main thing about it is like you said, I had pretty fun, and I replayed the game like 5 times at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, killing Nazis doesn't get old, but I mean, this is another thing. Like during this entire conference, I felt like Ubisoft was like, I am so sorry about last year and all our buggy games. Like, we've delayed everything that was buggy this year to next year, and all the games that we're releasing now, see, look, they totally work. You know, please buy.
Yeah.
How about the Division?
Yeah, well, that's the next one on our list here.
Oh, so excited.
The Division. Originally, this game was supposed to come out within a couple months of the next gen.
Yeah.
Currently, it is the current gen. I'm kind of tired of people still calling them next gen because they're not next gen anymore. They're the current gen. So, originally, it was supposed to come out with the current gen's release date within, a few months. I understand that you delay a game if there's bugs, because you don't, especially when things like Watch Dogs was released, and for me, the entire online was completely unplayable. All I could do was the mobile car race where I drive a car and somebody playing on the mobile flies a chopper chasing me down. That's the only game mode I could play online. So that became incredibly frustrating because I already beat the game and then I couldn't do anything else. So
yeah, that's unfortunate. I was able to get most of this stuff working in Watch Dogs, but like for me, even though I don't play the games, I was very mad. For example, like all the Assassin's Creed's bugs and stuff like that. Like, that face that was going around Google for like 4 months.
Yeah, I was really disappointed.
Like that bug was so widespread that like pretty much everyone experienced it.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like I might have been the only person who didn't. It was like everybody I knew had all kinds of issues with the Assassin's Creed last year, and I really didn't have. I had a couple of like mechanical issues and like directional issues on controlling the character, but I didn't have any of those graphical issues everybody had. But eventually, like the rest of like the bad story or the awful writing and everything caught up, and I didn't even finish the game before I turned it back in. I was just like, I can't.
All right, so
I will say,
was there one more thing you wanted to mention about the Division?
You can go ahead.
I just want to wrap it up and say, we appreciate it, Ubisoft, that you're trying to buy time with the game by keep pushing it back if there's bugs, but please do not put a actual release date on there and then push the release date back each time. Just put a TBA, to be announced.
Why is that so hard?
Determined or whatever. Just put that. You save yourself a lot of time and hassle and anguish with the gamers. It's just simple. So it's the easier, safer way for you guys to go.
It's not Ebola.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
Oh man. But
Lord.
moving on to Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
the Walt
Here we
news I
go.
was about to say.
Go ahead.
Here we go. Get to the meat.
I'm
That
already
was
on board.
amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
It was the same gameplay footage that we saw before, but still, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Spider SWAT does whatever a Spider SWAT does.
And I just like all the different types of tools and utilities that you can use. So you see them using the snake ham going under the door. No, it wasn't a snake ham. It was like a little I don't know. It was like a little RC or something where it was going under the doors and it's got a camera on there and they could see everything. And you use that to identify where your targets are before you go in. That way you know ahead of time where it is. Otherwise, it's an unknown, so you don't know what room you have to go into. So that was pretty cool.
Or you don't know if that room is so small that there's another doorway or it's a hallway or anything like that, you don't know what's on the other side.
Or the fact that there could be like, and you would think that you only hear 2 people talking in that room, when in fact there's like 8 in there. You know, that can save your team's life just by the fact that you have that going there, and then you see those 8 and you're like, we're gonna need to bring out the heavy guns for this shit.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool, you know, where you're able to identify. And the next thing that was awesome, destructible environment. Not only is it doors that you can blow down, but you can also take out the walls.
I will say that I do like the fact that when these guns, you know, they blow holes in these walls, and they're not just small holes; they can be like big ass holes as well.
Well, what they were doing is they were attaching the I'm not sure if it's like C4 or something, but they were attaching that pack onto the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, you know, they call it clear, or, you know, it's hot, and then it's like pop, and it blows that side of that wall in, and it does it. What it is the outer edge of that contains the explosion within that section, so it's not the entire wall gets blown off. It's just the section that's underneath the pad gets blown out, which
or
is
the ring.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, or the ring that surrounds it. Because I mean, that's the thing. Tom Clancy games has always been about like current gen technology or soon to be gen. Like, for example, Tom Clancy accidentally leaked a few secrets because he heard some engineers over talking about something that he's not supposed to hear about, and he accidentally wrote a book on it and included it in his book. So the military was like, state secrets. So like the breaching charges and, you know, that type of technology does exist now. I mean, they have helicopters that, you know, the size of your palm, like, you know, you can fly them. So that's one thing I've always liked about Tom Clancy games. I am very interested in the Siege 2 because of I enjoy very much any type of team combat game. Like, to me, this is like Counter-Strike, but different. Like, this is Counter-Strike Redux, this is remastered, or you know, this is like, we're going to go to the next level type.
So, or are we moving on, or what?
Yeah.
I will say that this next game that I'm interested in picking up, it's not Assassin's Creed, but it's another Tom Clancy game, and this I think this was the last one, and this was pretty much Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah, the new Ghost Recon.
I saw the trailer for that. Oh my
unfortunately,
goodness.
Unfortunately, Taylor wasn't able to make it, but almost every single one of my posts on the group page, he just kept on putting in caps, Ghost fucking Recon. I was like, I get it.
Yep.
I mean, it looked really good. Like that, I was sold on it like 2 minutes into the video, and the fact that you can, it's going to be open world, you can approach it literally any way you want to. That's pretty cool. Like, whereas like other Ghost Recon games, the last couple, they've been so linear, and you get all these cool weapons and stuff, but you really can't utilize them because like you can't engage this way, you can't engage that way. Now it doesn't matter. It's like do it how you want when you want, and I think you give that kind of freedom to players is awesome, because like right now you look at great not MMOs, but like open world games are huge, like GTA, and like then they added the heist feature to GTA, and that just opened the world. So I look at it kind of like, I'm going to spend a ton of hours, especially if it's co-op. I'm going to spend a ton of hours riding around with my friends, just doing all these missions, taking out all these bad guys in various ways. Like maybe we'll do it one way, this way, and then we'll go across the map and hit somebody a different way. I'm super excited.
Let's do it.
I don't know what I'm gonna do this October or November, because
exactly.
Like, literally 6 games that I want all come out within like a week or the same day of each other. Like
per your wallet.
Yep.
Well, everybody's saying that this November they're all gonna be broke.
Oh Lord. Oh man.
Time to sell your firstborn.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right. So, anyways, so we talked about some good things, some alright things, you know, a little bit of advice. Now, the dreaded bad thing. And because of this, you know, the actions of this one person, you know, overall, I thought Ubisoft's, you know, their showcase was fine. But this honestly has to be mentioned. The hostess, I forgot her name because it's at that point where I don't even want to remember it. But her actions during it was not really. It was kind of uncalled for. I mean, the first thing, very unprofessional, exactly. And like the first thing that happens is that she comes over and she meets with a cosplayer for the new Assassin's Creed game. Now, this guy was asked by Ubisoft to come in and cosplay for their game. And the first thing she does is she goes over and she sits down with him. And she made some sort of comment. Was Aisha Tyler?
Yes, that's her name.
Yeah, she makes a comment about, I don't know how this even came about, but she made a comment regarding the guy. She said that if she did anything with the guy from his era, referring to the game that he's cosplaying, she'd probably catch something. And it's like, you guys asked this man to come out and cosplay to promote your game, and then you're kind of slandering him, saying, you know, his character, quote unquote, him, has a possibility of having a venereal disease. And it's like, that's just uncool. You don't do that. Very unprofessional. So, I mean, that's one thing that bugged me, and it kind of turned me off from the conference. And I was enjoying and watching the conference, and then it was like when that came up, I was a bit turned off from their conference, and I was finding a hard time trying to focus on it because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, how could she say that to somebody that they asked to come out and promote their stuff for them? It's like, I mean, that was a direct slap against his face, and sure enough, soon afterwards, tons of memes were made about it.
Just forced upon.
Like, yeah, tons of memes were, and then like, yeah, exactly. She was like, what should I hashtag this? And she's like giving out all these like horrible hashtags. And it's like, this guy, if he wanted to, could probably sue them because of this. Because now he's getting a lot of negative publicity because of her stunt. So, I mean, I just thought that it was really uncalled for. And last but not least, to finish it all off, I understand that Ubisoft got a lot of mean, hurtful tweets, and, you know, some are distasteful. Well, a lot of them were, and, you know, it's understandable where she wants to voice that, and you can simply leave it at, you know, unthoughtful or distasteful or something like that. But then she kind of just says that the fans' tweets are crappy. And it's like, I kind of hope that you had a slightly higher vocabulary than that, but, you know, it's a little bit of a slap against the fan base's, you know, the community's face right there. And it was a little, you know, instead of just ending the night off on a good note, especially after that stunt that she pulled on that one cosplayer, you know, she could have just left on a good note. But instead, she had to just throw that one last little thing in. And it was kind of like, you know, after that, I completely zoned out and didn't want to. I was glad that the conference was over because I wasn't going to pay any more attention to it. But,
well, you missed the jab that she did to Watch Dogs.
Oh, yeah. If you want to fill us in about that.
Basically, she made a reference to how I think she was very unhappy that the character that she plays ends up dying. And she's like, oh, well, your character won't end up dying like mine did. And, like, it's just the way that she phrased it or whatever. It sounds like, you know, like, that wasn't a playful jab. That was a, like... to be honest, I don't think that was Ubisoft's. Like, I honestly think that I feel like that was just the announcer basically just like going honestly, like middle finger to everyone type
honestly,
thing.
I think that she decided to Mad Lib her entire announcement. because it just seemed like a lot of words were in there that she shouldn't have used, or a lot of phrases, sentences, and it just seemed like she literally just took out a Mad Libs and just decided, hey, I'm gonna say all this. And it's like, you don't do that. It's not how you promote things. That is not how you make your company's image better. It's like, that's how you turn your community off. So,
well, I mean, she's not a representative of Ubisoft either. She's a voice actor.
I don't know why they keep bringing her back then. So
no idea either. Cause
it's like the third year too.
Ubisoft,
yeah.
Do yourself a favor, cut her. Okay, you're hurting your image this way. I understand she's popular with some people, but literally the last two, especially this one, she's hurting your company image right now. So I suggest, and this is an honest opinion from a gamer, from a fan of past Assassin's Creed games and stuff, and it is an honest feedback. You guys need to cut her. She's just hurting your publicity right now. But
maybe that's why. Maybe she's getting cut, and this was her final FU to them. I don't know.
Well, could be possible. Could be possible. That might have been it. She decided that she was, if that was the case, and she decided she was
that's the
being
thing.
vindictive like that.
I am almost positive, that, I'm very, very sure that Ubisoft had nothing to do with what she said. That was totally off the cuff, and especially with the jabs and everything like that she was doing, it was very I feel like she was putting her own personal spin on it and basically saying screw you and stuff like that. I've heard that she's not a very nice person either.
Oh, I can tell right away. I mean, if this is how she talks in public, then clearly she's not a very good person when you're in close proximity and trying to be sociable with her. So clearly some things are going on there. But anyways, enough about that. We need to move. Alright folks, this is Uso, and I'd like to thank everybody for joining and watching. This is the first segment. I will have the second segment coming up. It'll be the next couple showcases that they have this following week. I'll be working at a convention starting tomorrow, and that's going to go through Sunday, and I got a project that's due for my class that ends next week, so I'll definitely have that up too. You just subscribe at the top left over here. You can watch my Elder Scrolls Online PvP videos that I have my guild that's directly below that, and then feel free to like and follow my Facebook and Twitter on the right over here. And also, I just like to give a shout out to Death Drop FX. They did the intro for me at the beginning of this video, and if you go and check out his link, I'll have it in the description. He does a lot of intros and stuff, and they look really fantastic. So just go ahead and head over, check those out, and as always, enjoy and keep on